Raiders cut starting player. It's one of the first moves by coach Peter Carroll. He's already decided that he won't keep the player for obvious reasons. He couldn't perform well. On the contrary, in situations that should have been easy to resolve, the player complicated everything, and that's why he'll be the first to leave the franchise before the start of the season. The Las Vegas Raiders made one of their biggest free agent moves last offseason by signing quarterback Gardner Minshew to a 2-year, $25 million contract. However, that decision may have played a role in the firing of general manager Tom Telesco and head coach Antonio Pierce. Minshew was named the Week 1 starter but was one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. He finished the season with just 9 touchdowns to 10 interceptions before a broken collarbone ended his campaign. Now, with new GM John Spytek and new head coach Pete Carroll in charge, it's highly unlikely that Minshew will return for the 2025 season. The Pro Football Network recently listed Minshew as the top cut candidate for the Raiders this offseason. It would be surprising if the Las Vegas Raiders bring Gardner Minshew back for the 2025 season, PFN wrote. With over $90 million in projected cap space, they don't need to cut him, but keeping him around would muddy the waters. Minshew finished the season ranked 35th in PFN's QB Plus rankings with a D grade. Aiden O'Connell finished 20th, C, and deserves a chance to start if the Raiders don't bring in a clear-cut starter this offseason. For that reason, keeping Minshew would be unnecessary. The Raiders clearly made a mistake by starting Minshew over Aiden O'Connell in 2024. Although O'Connell wasn't spectacular, he threw 8 touchdowns to 4 interceptions and played behind a shaky offensive line. Had he started from Week 1 and stayed healthy, his numbers could have been significantly better. O'Connell isn't a franchise quarterback, but he has shown flashes of being a solid bridge QB in Carroll's system. He isn't mobile, but he has solid accuracy and arm strength. Given the lack of elite free agent quarterbacks this offseason, sticking with O'Connell and drafting a rookie might be the most logical move. Finding a great quarterback is the most difficult challenge in the NFL, and Pete Carroll acknowledged that landing an elite signal caller is easier said than done. There are fewer than 10 elite quarterbacks in the NFL today, and some could argue that the number is closer to 5 or 6. The worst thing the Raiders could do is to overpay a mediocre quarterback like Sam Darnold or trade away multiple first-round picks to move up for Shedeur Sanders if they're not sold on him. If the Raiders don't find their long-term quarterback this offseason, they may be better off waiting until 2026 rather than making a desperate move. For now, Minshew is almost certainly gone, and O'Connell could be in the mix for the starting job, unless Las Vegas lands a major upgrade.